के लाया हूँ. कई बार माचिस के अपना सिगरेट के पैकेट के पीछे डायलॉग लिख के आते थे. So you are lucky to be working.
But Anurag also did the same thing. उसने ऐसे एक रुको एक मिनट में.
But he's also a writer.
Yeah,
so he can probably come up with something.
हाँ, तो उस सिचुएशन में ऐसे इनकी बहुत सारी सिचुएशन आएंगी, especially as a newcomer. What you?
But I feel थोड़ा change तो होना चाहिए.
100%. But suppose some role is given to you.
He means you're lucky.
Suppose some role is given to you. I think you, out of choice, did not do those films. But I was on the streets for 3 years, and I needed work. I did not have the luxury of choosing. Today's generation of actors have a great choice. And कुछ चाहिए? And that includes some great actors. Means Mr. Bachchan has done the maximum amount of work, which is in real life totally unbelievable. But he is doing with so much of conviction, and this is what I always speak to people abroad, that Indian cinema is larger than life. We do the most unbelievable things with so much of conviction that 1.4 billion people believe us. Nowhere in the world actors are revered the way they are revered here. We are part of their life. Will you do a comedy, which I'm sure you are, but you or do a role which is not up to your sensitivity, but it's an interesting role?
Yeah, of course.
You will do that.
Yeah.
And you do not, and it makes you do things which are not aesthetically, something which are not, which you don't believe in as a person.
See, I don't judge my characters, but I cannot get into a derogatory way. I don't want that it is written in a certain way or portrayed in a certain way which is derogatory. If it's aesthetically better, then I don't mind. But it has to be, like kept all the boxes. Ki okay, we are not. See, honestly, I'll tell you, sir. I come from a small town.
Which is?
Aurangabad.
All right.
तो मैं जब यहाँ पहली बार आई तो initially I had no choice. तो theatre विटर.
Are you a trained actress?
Yes, sir. I am trained.
From?
I studied in Whistling Woods.
Okay.
So I came. So there's a journey. I from औरंगाबाद मैं पूना में पढ़ने के लिए आई थी. फिर मैं वहाँ पे I worked in advertising for many years to support my education, and then I quit one fine day because the joy was always theatre, and I didn't want to go to FTI because I wanted to leave Pune. So there was एक होता है ना कि आप एक जगह से आप निकलना चाहते हो तो हम निकल गए, and Bombay आ गई मैं. So Bombay I was not knowing anyone. So whatever saved money I had, Whistling Woods was the first option which everyone was telling me, and I got a little this thing also, and I joined there. But that gave me a lot of confidence, and when I came out from the Whistling Woods, of course, I joined Nasir sir's motley because I studied under Nasir sir and Rob Rees from Actors Studio. So theatre gave me a lot of space. I started traveling. I started volunteering for a lot of social causes. So that became my life. But वही है कि chances, choices तो ऐसा आपको मिल नहीं सकते क्योंकि आप किसी को भी नहीं जानते हो यहाँ पर. आपको audition के रेस में तो रहना ही पड़ता है. So I used to audition. But कुछ नहीं होता था. Whatever little work I used to get कि कभी एक scene कर लिया. But social work gave me a lot of space at that time. I started working in villages, and the choices also became like that. The literature opened up, the world cinema opened up, and social work gave me a very different kind of a base for me. Ki, okay, what kind of work I would like to do. That doesn't mean that I have not done bad work. I've done one scene here, यहाँ पे कर लिया, कभी serial में कुछ काम कर लिया, कभी कुछ कर लिया, just do little bit whatever support I had. पर Angry Indian Goddesses जब मुझे मिला, it was 2013-14.
Which one?
Angry Indian Goddesses,
Yes.
which was in Toronto Film Festival,
Right,
which
right,
opened
I
in
know.
Toronto. Pan Nalin, जिनकी अभी फिल्म
Oscar
ऑस्कर
में
में भी है, तो उनकी फिल्म जब मुझे मिली, I met दिलीप शंकर, who is again my mentor only. तो he taught me acting with a very spiritual way. कि आप एक किरदार में जब कैसे घुसते हो और आप उसको उसके उसके उससे बाहर कैसे आते हो, तो दैट होल प्रोसेस ऑफ एंड आई हैव लर्न दैट हाउ ब्यूटिफुली Nalin and Dilip Shankar handle actors on set. How beautifully the team, our DOP, everyone was understood what we all were doing. They were giving us space, but they were handling all of us so emotionally very well. तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ये सेट होता है. Though I have worked छोटा मोटा यहाँ में जहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ लगा नहीं कि यहाँ पे कोई रिस्पेक्ट मिलती होगी किसी को. And it's just a star will come and that person will only get respect. Rest is like, अरे क्या कर रहे हो यार यहाँ पे. So I learned the respect and love for cinema through with Angry Indian Goddesses. वहाँ से थोड़ा सा फिर journey शुरू हुई. And then choices बहुत कम मिलते थे. But then my social work started, so I adopted one village where I worked on water and everything. So I have started spending more time in my villages, working for farmers of Marathwada. And फिर एक छोटा मोटा फिर दुर्गा मिला, फिर कहीं मंटो मिला, फिर सेक्रेड गेम्स मिला, फिर मैं एक स्कूल बनाने चली गई, स्कूल बनाई. तो मैंने अब तक 3 स्कूल बनाए गांव में. तो फिर मैं वहाँ पे ज़्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करनी हूँ, बिकॉज आई फील कि मैं जिन कहानियों को दिखा रही हूँ ऑन स्क्रीन, जैसे दुर्गा हो या लक्ष्मी हो फ्रॉम गॉडेसेस, इज स्टिल सफरिंग ऑन ग्राउंड. एंड आई डोंट नो, दिस समथिंग शिफ्टेड इन मी कि काम होता रहेगा, पर अगर मैं ऑन ग्राउंड एक्शन नहीं करूँगी, अगर लोगों की ज़िंदगी मुझे सिर्फ मैं सिनेमा से नहीं बदल सकती हूँ, मुझे उसके लिए काम करना ही पड़ेगा. बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम अ फार्मर्स बैकग्राउंड. My father was a farmer, तो वो shift हुआ, and the choices also became like that. And so that doesn't mean that I didn't took bold decision. I took bold decision because I believe कि as an actor I want to explore in every spaces.
ये सब नए हैं और ये अभी 3 महीना कोर्स करके बाहर निकलेंगे. और सबसे बड़ा होता है कि मैंने 15 ऑडिशन दे दिए, 200 ऑडिशन दे दिए, काम क्यों नहीं मिल रहा, क्या लक ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है या मेहनत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. आई डोंट लाइक टू टेल अबाउट व्हाट आई वेंट थ्रू बीइंग अ गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट फ्रॉम अ ड्रामा स्कूल for 3 years, sleeping on the railway platforms, etc. But and I think I belong to this generation also, but there is an impatience that मेरा कुछ हो क्यों नहीं रहा. So what is your advice for people who are just going to get out of this school, apart from auditioning, how should they conduct? You've gone through your own ups and downs of life, so that's why advice from, because you've experienced it yourself, will mean a lot to them.
I've been on all sides of
Yeah.
of the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
One is take auditions as an opportunity to just explore and expand your own craft. Yeah. There will be many auditions. Instead of seeing like, oh, ये नहीं मिला, अगर ये मिलेगा कि नहीं, अब ये भी नहीं मिला, वो भी नहीं मिला. Instead of looking at it that way, look at it as though more and more opportunities to continue improving yourself. Then there's that case of you actually might do a really good audition, but you still don't get it. I think take out right and wrong from your vocabulary. There's no rights, there's no wrongs. At the same time, I had a very idealistic view of the world. Like I wanted my ideals to be that which manifest and guide me, and experiences I have are within that scope. It's not an ideal world. So instead of fighting that fact and feeling sorry for yourself or fighting back and getting angry, you just have to accept it and see what kind of a world is it that we live in. Because you'll be more disappointed if idealistic, but you won't be disappointed if you're just open to see, okay, what is it that this world is made of? as an actor, I think it's very easy to fall into this sort of victim mentality, like, oh, so and so got it because of this and this reason, or I'm from this background and so I have it harder than that person who's from that background. When you start comparing yourself to others, even if what you're saying is true, it's not going to help you. It just isn't. I hope acting is the space for you. I hope acting is the career that will be yours. But it doesn't happen for everyone. And that may be because you're not cut out for it. That also may be that you're brilliantly talented, but you still don't. I thought that if you're talented, definitely you'd make it. And you realize acting talent alone doesn't give you success. And there'll be many people out there who have all the talent in the world, but get nowhere. Because we live in a world which is not just delivering your performance, it's how you conduct yourself, it's who you meet, it's how you adjust within this world of filmmaking, and what are you willing to do, what are you willing not to do. And so it's not an easy place to be. So if it doesn't work out for you, don't judge yourself. You know, it could be that you didn't have the talent. That doesn't mean you don't have talent. It just means your talents lie somewhere else. But you're so stuck on acting that you're not looking at where your talents actually lie. It could be that you have talent for acting, but you don't have the talent to cut it in this industry and the way it functions and the way people function and the systemic structures we have in position. Does that mean you should give up? Well, if you can't adjust to the system and it's constantly triggering you, then maybe you should choose something else, even though you have the talent.